I leave a widow alone. I trek across the land seeking the jobs for helping hands. If any need a battle to be won, and when I'm given one, I don't rest until it's done. Oh, me, my sword, and my mercenary band. We live the life of the mercenary. Restitution is our creed. We seek the thrill, gold and glory. It's the only.
Okay, welcome back to the Exillian Expanse, episode 23, Ashen Arcane. Last session, you guys entered what's known as the Archivium, which is a large, almost marble-like library underneath the Scriptorium in Obscura, which is the kingdom you've been in for a little bit of time, and your goal is to sort of give back some freedom to the people, root out the members of the Dawn Council who are ruling it, and just all around figure out what's going on, essentially. As you walked inside the Archivium, you were summoned by a magical index card for each of you. Geo uncovered a vision of some sort of cosmic battlefield. Bellini saw his family trading secrets and quite how his other side of his family became in Obscura, which he was until recently unaware of, and the consequences of him becoming so lucky. Ku, you relived the moment of your transformation, realizing that Haskell was the one to do it. And Larea, you did a lot. You found a chained book written by Asmodeus, you guessed, chronicling the rise and sort of the goings-on of someone called Ashir. You then signed your name at his bidding into that book, and the cursed amulet that had bound itself to your arm released into your possession. You were attacked by a swarm of animated books, and after quite a fierce battle, it is now ended, and you guys continued deeper into the library as we sort of opened into you witnessing the person you know as Ishkar, the Undying Scribe. We open up as you guys walk in with that hooded figure gliding across the stone. She almost has like a slithering aspect to her. You can see layered robes, some trailing wraps, maybe bandages from some parts of her limbs. You notice that some of the faded leather bindings look as if they're made from books themselves. You can't see her face from underneath the hood. You do catch a glimpse of ashen skin as she welcomes you to the Archivium. As she does that, and you walk further into the room, there is a thud and crack of marble as off to one side, descending from a balcony, is a towering, armored, yet feminine figure. Her armor is blackened steel, and you see different glyphs. Bellini, you know those are most often used for obedience and memory. And you see a ragged red tabard that's been burnt at the edges. She's not wearing a helmet, and you can see a very gaunt, pale face with its mouth sewn shut. And she's carrying a long greatsword in one hand.
Can I see, is this person alive or are they resurrected? Knowing this person is a necromancer.
You can make maybe an Arcana or an Insight, depending on if you're trying to figure out yourself or going off the things you already know about Ishkar.
I want to use Insight because I'm better at it, so I'm guessing
Okay.
it's a combination of things I know and just like general observation.
Sure. Yeah.
That's a 19 plus 6, 25.
You've heard of resurrected people in your time just passing through a lot of temples and scripture. You've heard tales of things going from ghosts and spirits to undead. Things like zombies do exist, as you met some. This one's slightly more.
I know one of my friends can summon zombies.
Yeah, this one's slightly more in that if you do it right, they remember their past lives.
Gotcha.
But they are definitely undead.
Cool.
For sure.
Mentally, because we're cyclically linked.
You are.
For those that are watching at home, Ku has an ability that cyclically links us. I share this information with the rest of the party. I was like, hey, just heads up, that is an undead summon, but I think it has retained its memories. Is it the Baron that we killed?
It was feminine.
It's feminine.
Okay. So it's not Draz. Okay. Then I go, well, hello, Ishkar.
It's about this
Yeah, that's where I
time-
start.
Yeah, it's about this time that my form of dread runs out and I sort of revert back to just Larea form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still have minutes on my flame sword, so I am I go so yeah. Hello. Glad this was a cool place. Books are cool. But you know what's not cool? Terrorizing people. Can you stop that?
There's almost like an assessment that she's making, and she's like tilting her head, looking at Bellini. I don't do the terrorizing. I leave that down to the others.
You do the stopping of magic though, and that's not cool. Magic's cool. I like magic.
Well, magic is sacred. Can't just give it to the rabble. Now, if you don't mind, the library is open. Feel free to explore some more, but I have things I need to get to. And she goes to turn slightly, and suspended behind her, you can see like a massive basin that's floating in midair. It looks like a lot of volcanic rock. You can see some quartz, some obsidian. And there's bookshelves and different arcane crystals sort of around it. But below is like a floating debris as this thing moves in a circle very slowly. You can see different parts of scaffolding next to it, and it appears to be almost completely built. It looks like it's in the process of being made.
Like part of the library is being made, or whatever she's trying to construct.
This massive floating, almost like meteor-like basin
Well, I look at Ku and Lorea and I go, we're just here to kill her, right? Do we just bust a
Yes.
move and start a fight?
We can feel out what it is. And I, out loud, say, "What are you making, Ishkar?"
A crucible, dear. Like I said,
To what?
I have things to do. So if you
And
wouldn't
why
mind.
are you making a crucible?
Oh yes, because I'm going to tell you all my grand plan.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be nice.
Listen, Ishkar, let's make this easy for all of us. You know what's going to happen. You may not consider yourself one of the terrorizers, but you are as much an accomplice as the rest of you tyrants. And we are going to bring you down.
It's all just a means to an end.
Hmm.
I was a recluse for a reason. Though the Archivium was never my prison. It's more like a womb. And she is nearly ready to be born again.
And who is she?
Let's not play the pronoun game.
Or who's ready to be reborn?
I tire of these questions. If you aren't going to
Yeah.
leave, I'm afraid Helessa will just have to make you. And you see the tall woman steps forward slightly.
Geo steps forward slightly, who's, I think, taller at the moment because he's giant.
Mm-hmm. He's this big. Oh my god, he is quite big.
Can you move us to the map layer?
Yes.
Because I'm just looking at a rock right now. Which also means Loraya is looking at a rock right now. Download all. Oop.
No.
Hold on. Ooh, shiny crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. So this is the floating crucible, and then the one with the scepter.
That's Ishkar then?
This one is Ishkar,
Yes.
and this one is the undead sword lady.
Yes.
Cool.
And there doesn't seem to be anyone else around, right?
Not as far as you can tell, no.
Great. In our head, I go, well, I guess it's time to just kill this lady.
Yup.
I have no other solutions.
Yeah, I start to make my way around over here.
Yeah, I walk up next to Geo. F, control. Can F fly? Can you enable F to be able to fly, please?
And the actual exit, like if we did what they wanted, would be behind where we started. Right?
Yeah, it'd be back
Where
back
that
the way
cut
you
off.
came. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to activate Form of Dread.
Yeah, F is, as a surprise action, F is gonna fly up from behind Geo and huck a fireball at Ishkar.
Okay. Can you have Eth make a arcane roll for me, please?
Yeah. Just an Arcana check.
Yes, please.
Cool. Eth rolled a. Ooh, Eth has a bonus. Eth rolled a 13.
As you all begin to fan out, you watch Eth sort of rise up, and as he begins to throw the fireball, you watch Ishkar just look up, and she's like, shh, and Eth falls to the floor as a little suck doll.
What? He's not magic. He's supernatural. What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this bitch might be supernatural too.
Shit. Okay, that's fine. I scoop F and or the Sactile runs, hops in my shell, and yeah. And I go, well, okay. Guess I gotta do it the old way.
Can everybody roll initiative for me, please?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Ba-bum-bum. Who?
I got a 12.
Nice. Loretta?
5.
Okay. Bellini?
I got a 10, and Geo has a
Nice.
3 total.
Great. Okay, let's get into this. Is it this one?
And that spells. I'm just gonna open a second. Oh, Lycan, can you boost Emerald's audio?
I already did. I noticed that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Was I quiet again?
Yes.
You were, but we fixed it.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Am I quiet for you guys in Discord as well, or just stream?
Oh, you're not now? Jesus. Don't
I'm
shout about
sorry.
it. God.
No. You're for because we can manually adjust for your audio, but whatever Lycane has it set to in the call is what stream hears. So if you boost,
Yeah, so
any of our
Lycane should be hearing me soft as well. Just
Yeah.
tell me if I'm soft.
But you weren't at the start, and then you sort of turned softly spoken halfway through. So there was no way for
like
me to...
I have you turned down to 81 because otherwise you're normally too loud.
Oh, here it is.
I need a second. I need to open a second copy of Bellini's character. Because I have too many things to open at once. On his.
Ku, you were actually up first.
Right. I have 35 feet of movement, so I'm gonna start 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I need to double check that. The ruler. Perfect. And then I'm going to prepare a react. No, I'm not. I'm just going to throw 2 psychic blades at Ishkar. So my first one is a 23 to hit.
23 hits.
9 psychic damage.
9.
And the offhand.
Got it.
Ooh. Offhand's only a nat 1, so that is gonna miss.
Okay.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Bellini, you're up.
Cool. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna summon F. Directly between the two of them. Hold on. Like this. So
Okay.
they need to make a dexterity saving throw.
That is a 17 from Ishkar.
Okay.
And a... Oh, man. What are you doing? There it is. Halessa rolled a 15.
Halessa takes 5 damage.
Okay. What type of damage?
And then fire damage.
Good to know. Thank you.
Does this look effective against her? No?
Nope.
Cool, great.
I will say you notice that the armor she's wearing, although it's completely blackened, it has the same sort of structure that Wyrdcast had in the way that it's made. So you would gain that insight that it's like, oh. It's resistant.
Gotcha. It's resistant, not immune?
Sorry, it's immune.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, F is not helpful. That's fine. And then I'm gonna run up and get right up in what's her name's in
Ishkar.
Ishkar's face.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, I'm gonna. This is silly, but I'm gonna drink a potion of enlarge.
Oh.
A
Okay.
potion of growth. So I gain the enlarge effect for up to. Hold on. For up to 3 hours until I cancel it. No concentration check required.
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
So now I'm a big turtle. And F is gonna blink away for his action. Yeah. Because actually, no, he's gonna stay and just get in the servant's face and just be annoying and poke her in the back and like pull on her coat tail. Just be annoying.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right. You watch as you approach, and obviously you're larger. Ishkar sort of moves her hands around, and you watch as all the ink from the pages around her wraps begin to form into a ball, and she sort of fires it in a lance through Bellini. That is a 26 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
It's a good thing you guys leveled up. That is 14 points of psychic damage, and I need a wisdom saving throw.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay, you're fine.
Yep. Cool.
That is their turn, and then Halessa is going to hit you because you're right there.
Yep. She hits me, or does she hit F? He's poking her in the back, in the squishy part.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, she will go for odds or evens.
Evens.
She's going for you.
That's fine.
She is going to try and hit you with her greatsword. The first one is a natural 20.
No, it's not.
First one is a 16.
Yeah, that misses.
Second one is a 23.
Yeah, that hits.
That's only 6 points of slashing damage.
Cool. I succeed on both of my concentration checks.
Okay. I also need you to make another wisdom saving throw as you see her eyes begin to glow this dark green. She's trying to stare right into your soul.
Cool. That's another dirty 20, another 14 plus 6.
Okay, you are fine.
Cool.
Larea, you're up.
Yes. So I said before we started that I wanted to be that I wanted to activate Form of Dread. Did I already do that, or do I need to expend my bonus action to do that now?
I didn't catch it.
Okay.
So I would say
She did it the same time as F through the
as
fireball.
F, yeah. So I would say yeah, you do have your Form of Dread. I just can't remember what I used for your Form of Dread now.
Was it Minotaur last time?
It was like
I
a
believe?
demon or something.
Yeah, it wasn't a minotaur in the end. It was some lanky, white-ish, greyish demon with horns. But I don't remember. Okay.
Like,
Then as my second bonus action, I'm going to cast Spirit Shroud on myself.
oh, I found it. Sorry. Continue.
Fine.
Can I have control of it, please?
Mm-hmm. Already done.
Cool.
Spirit Shroud.
Both Spirit Shroud, yes.
Yep. Then what?
Bellini and F are both in the way. I'm gonna be within
hit me.
10.
Just hit me.
No. I'm gonna stand within 10 feet of No, actually, that doesn't matter. I'm going to stand behind F.
How
Just
much
one
movement do you have?
30. Just one. Is it that far?
This is
Oh,
30 from here.
essentially, I want to be in
Yeah.
10 feet of both Ishkar and Halessa.
Yeah, that
Yep.
makes you 10 feet.
I then, as my action, cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
And that is a 23. I'm casting it on Ishkar.
Okay.
23 to hit.
23 hits.
Can her Ishkar be frightened?
She cannot.
Can Halessa be frightened?
Excellent question.
F is immune to being frightened, so don't worry about him. He's just here to take some hits.
No, she can't.
She can't. All right,
Nope.
then disregard that. I have to flip through all these different tabs. I'm so sorry that this takes a while. Okay. Then I will roll for damage for my Eldritch Blast first. That is 9 force damage. As well as 2 necrotic damage. And this is so complicated. 5 radiant damage.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
I'm trying my best to do something here. So
It
extra
is-
die because of my Form of Dread, and the Spirit Shroud because I'm within 10 feet. I do an extra D8.
Very cool.
yeah.
Very cool.
And any creature
anything
that
else?
takes this damage can't regain hits points until the start of your next turn, until my next turn.
Okay.
And then I don't think I have any movement left, do I?
No, that's all of
Negatory
you.
Ghost Rider.
Okay. They also have, both of them have their speed reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I'm done. Sorry, that took hours.
Geo's tongue.
Geo is gonna walk up. Do we have Geo hit the zombie or Ishkar group?
Well, not. I like going for the caster usually,
Okay.
but that is personal preference.
2, 3, 4. Okay. Yep. Gio's here. Goes behind me around to Ishkar, and Gio's gonna roll to hit Ishkar. Does a +8. Does a 17 hit Ishkar?
It does actually, yes.
Cool. And he gets 2 attacks per round. So first damage is 10 plus a d6 for giant smite so that's an extra. So that's 10 so that's 15 bludgeoning damage, 5 force damage, and 2 necrotic damage from Dreadfall.
Nice.
And then for his second hit, that's an @20.
Nice.
But he doesn't roll the extra Dreadfall damage.
Silvery barbs.
Ugh. Okay. Does a 22 hit?
22 does hit.
Okay. That's 8 plus. So 8 bludgeoning, 4 force damage, and as a. Because he's used this before. He's gonna astral spark, and they're gonna take an extra 3 force damage. So
Nice.
4,
Very nice.
12. Oh no. What did I say for bludgeoning damage?
I'd have to double check. I was just doing it as you called
Okay.
it out.
No, it's all good. I don't remember if I added his bonus. I don't know if I just read you the dice damage because it's a +5. All good.
Don't know. Sounds like a you problem.
It is a me problem. But whatever. It's 4, 9. I said 9. So 9. It's a total of 13, 16 damage for the second hit. And does he have any bonus actions?
If he's been hit, he can second wind, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's full hit points right now. Nope, that's his whole turn.
Cool. You're up, buddy. With Bellini on
You're
deck.
right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep running around. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Get there. Should still have line of sight on everyone. Sure. Yep, perfect. Alright, I'm gonna throw 2 daggers at Ishkar again. First one is only a 14 to hit.
14 misses.
Okay, and
The golden number is 14, 15, 16, 15, 16, 17. Somewhere in that range.
19 to hit.
That hits.
Alright. That is 3 plus another. Odd math. 13 points of psychic damage.
Big money. Was that on Ishkar?
Yeah. And then with my last 5 feet of movement, I'm gonna duck around this little statue.
Cool.
And
I can't even
get
see
a little bit. Yeah, that's the idea. And that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. Bellini, you're up.
Cool. I'm gonna take my fire sword
Okay.
and stab Ishkar.
Go for it.
Flame blade, don't let me down. That's an @20.
Nice.
And that's 2 different dice, I want to clarify. because I have
Very
dice I'm
nice.
rolling for Geo and dice I'm rolling for Bellini. So that's 3d6 base already. So then I roll an additional. Do I roll an additional 3d6? Or
No, it's just 18.
Okay, so it's 18. But then, do I roll
Yeah.
damage dice?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. 11, 14. So 18 plus 14 is 32. Plus a d4, so it's 4 plus, because I'm size big, plus another d4 plus another 4. So 40 points of, so 32 points of fire damage, 8 points of force damage, as I plow my sword, and go, listen, books burn, and I stab Ishkar.
Yeah,
with a
you watch
flaming
as some
sword.
parts of her bindings begin to burn upwards, and she's clutching the wound. Definitely hurts, for sure.
Yeah. And then as a bonus action, I'm gonna drink a potion of healing.
Okay. Yeah, so you roll for it as your bonus.
Yeah, no problem. 44 plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I heal 7, 11, 13 plus 4, 17 points of damage, which brings me back up to full. Perfect.
Look at him smile.
And then Eth just stands there, takes the dodge action, and pokes, and pulls on the coat of the zombie. And it's like, hey, look at me. Fuck you. Look at me.
Ishkar's gonna go for Bellini again.
Okay.
That is a 20. Although it's
hits.
dirty. It's a dirty
Yeah,
20.
that hits. Yeah, that beats my AC.
So I need a wisdom saving throw again.
I know Geo has these cool things, and I kind of want to use them. Because this is a fight that if one of us goes down is bad. Geo, as a reaction, is going to Cloud Rune. When a creature or creature you can see within 30 feet is hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to choose a different creature other than the attacker within 30 feet of you to become the target of the attack instead, using the same roll.
Okay.
And she's gonna hit the zombie instead.
Shit.
Yeah, Geo pushes Ishkar, and she misses me and hits the zombie.
Damn.
I did talk to Rain beforehand about, like, can I use Geo's abilities? And he said yes, because most likely Bellini is standing next to him.
Okay. Yeah. That works. Damn. That is 36 points of psychic damage.
Oh, that's a gross amount of damage on a dirty 20.
She is going to turn and, with a legendary action, use hold person on Geo. So I need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Counter spell.
Ooh.
You ain't doing
Bet you didn't
shit,
think of that,
bitch.
DM boy.
Okay, that's fine. I'll remember that.
Oh.
That is her turn.
We're gonna regret
Halessa.
this.
It's fine.
Listen,
It's
even if
alright.
we kill Ishkar, we still have to fight Halessa. So, like,
I've already killed one of your characters this week. Don't worry about it.
Make it twice.
So Halessa is going to take her go. She is going to Vengeful Glare.
Eth.
at Bellini. So I need you to make a wisdom saving throw as well.
Oh, that's fine. I'm good at
Again.
these. 15 plus 6, 21.
I mean, that succeeds. And then she's going to hit you with her great sword, which is a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
10 points of slashing damage.
Cool. Listen, you're having me roll the saves I'm good at, and I appreciate it.
Well, it's because they're all wisdom based.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, I have everyone making dex saves, and my save DC is real low. So.
Lorea, it's your turn.
For my bonus action, I will do Celestial Revelation, which means I will sprout wings.
Okay.
And usually frighten people, but unfortunately, this land sucks. For my action, I will do Eldritch Blast. I will roll to hit. That is a... Wow. 13 plus 6 is 19, thank you. A 19 to hit. I blanked.
You going for Ishkar?
Ishkar, yes, sorry.
Yep, that hits.
Yeah. I have 2 beams. I did a beam too few last time. I was like, I am level 6 now, right?
Yep. Yes, you are.
And you have and you have the bonus from what's his name helping you.
Yeah, so I rolled 2 9s, so that is 19 force damage plus 8 necrotic damage plus 3 is 11 necrotic damage and 6 radiant damage.
Very nice.
And they can't, both her and Helessa can't regain their health points until the start of my next turn, and speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn. That's it.
Next up is Geo.
Geo is gonna wail on Ishkar more. He's gonna take the big hammer and smack. That's a 19 plus 8, 27.
27 hits.
And let me roll to see if the other one hits. Does 21 hit on Ishkar?
21 hits.
Okay, so I'll just roll all the damage at once. Okay, so it's... First one is D10, so that's 7, plus 5 is 12, plus D6, so of 4, plus an extra D6 of necrotic damage, plus an extra D6 of... Okay, so it's 12, 18, 21... so that's 21 damage total on the first attack, and then second attack is 12 plus 5 is 17 plus 3, 20 damage.
Okay. Anything else?
And then as a bonus action, which Geo doesn't have any and he hasn't been hit yet, no, that's what Geo does. That's Geo's turn.
Cool.
All right, I am going to keep moving over to here. And I'm gonna just chuck 2 daggers again at Ishkar. Jesus Christ. First one's only a 9.
Misses.
And another 9.
Also
I'm
misses.
doing lovely. Doing great.
Anything else?
Gonna back off and kind of hide behind that pillar. That'll be my turn.
Sure. Bellini.
Question.
Answer.
F is immune to being grappled, but can F grab what is the not Ishkar? What's the other one's names? It begins with an H.
Halessa.
Halessa. Can F take his hands and cover Halessa's eyes like a small child running
If he
on
wants to
the
try
shoulders?
that, he can.
Cool, yeah. I'm gonna have F do that while I stab Ishkar with my flame sword.
Sure.
Okay, so Bellini attacks. That is an 18, 12 plus 6.
Misses.
Oh. Even though it's a melee attack and not a spell attack?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, Bellini misses. I think her AC went up.
Yeah, as you sort of thrust forward with that flaming blade, you see her eyes widen at it again, and this sort of mystical aura stops the
she
blade
cast
halfway.
shield.
She did cast
Yeah,
shield.
she cast shield. Okay. And then I'm gonna say F. Project Spider Monkey. And he goes and he tries to he grabs the back of Alyssa's head and covers her eyes with his tiny fire hands. And is being annoying. And yeah. What does he have to roll to do that? Is it a grapple or like melee check?
Nothing really. He's just trying to stop her from being able to see, I guess.
Yeah. He's trying to eat her like turd, essentially.
Trying to what?
He's trying to do what to her? Sorry?
Yeah.
Okay.
You heard me.
Damn. You know, it was that type of game.
Goddamn.
Goddamn. Yeah. Yeah. And that's F's turn. And I just stand there and I go, cool. Those are all of my actions and bonus actions. Because I commanded F to do something different than what he normally does. So. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It was a weak burp, but I'm not a good burper, so I'll take
A
it.
burp's a burp.
A burp's a burp. I also did just eat an entire pint of blueberries, so feeling great.
Hell yeah.
It's that time of year where I just eat an absurd amount of fruit.
She is going to try and lance Bellini.
Okay.
That is a 25.
Yeah, that hits.
13 points of psychic damage.
13 or 30?
13
Okay.
points of psychic damage.
Cool.
And another wisdom saving throw, please.
Big money, no worries. That is a 12 plus 6, 18.
Ooh, yeah, passes.
Okay.
She's then going to sort of step back a little bit, and as she does, the sort of wrappings around her twist and contort until like a book just falls on the floor, and she's going to reappear.
Does that provoke attack of opportunity if she steps back?
No, it's Misty Step.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And then Halessa is going to step inwards and go for Geo.
Okay.
First attack is a 18.
Does F help at all?
Yeah, I rolled with disadvantage.
Oh, okay. 18 hits Geo.
That is 12 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And the second one Ooh, natural 1.
That misses. Also, Ishkar's speed is reduced 10 feet, by the way.
I know, but it's Misty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I didn't know her movement after. I didn't know if you reduced 10 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Um,
We have a lot of status effects, which is the only reason why.
no, I did, yeah. Because
Cool.
she has 30 foot of movement, so she Misty stepped 30 and then moved 20 outlets for now.
Cool.
Next up is Larea.
Okay. I want to get as close to her as I can within 10 feet, if I can manage that. If I can make
How
it.
much movement do you have?
30.
Maybe 2, 4, 6 to hit.
You can dash. It'll get you the rest of the way.
I need
And
the attack.
Okay.
Can't
that's
use
fine.
the.
All good.
But that's good enough. I'm not within 10 feet, but I will still do some extra damage. I will Eldritch Blast.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
That will be 14 force damage and 7 necrotic damage. No radiant this round.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Geo.
Geo is gonna swing on Halessa because, yeah, that's what he's got to do. And he's gonna make 2 attacks. That is a 13 plus 8, 21,
21 hits.
and a dirty 20.
20 hits.
Okay, great. First damage is 6, 11, 14 damage total.
Okay.
Do you need me to break that down into type or no?
No, because I know what he hits for.
Okay. And then second damage is 10, 15, 16 total damage. Yep. And that is his turn.
Sorry, your audio cut out then.
That's his total turn.
Okay.
That's all I can
Koo, you're up.
All right. Valessa has moved. Or not Valessa, Ishkar has moved. And I have line of sight on her.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna use my bonus action to steady aim and toss a dagger with advantage
Go for it.
to hopefully not have a repeat of double 9s. There we go. That's a dirty 20.
20 hits.
For 17 points of psychic damage. And that is my turn because I cannot move.
Bellini.
Cool. I'm gonna hold my hand out. Eth is gonna grab my hand. He's gonna teleport me a portion of the way to Ishkar. So he teleports me, and I end up, hold on, here, because Eth ends up here, and I'm within 5 feet of him. And then I get to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi, Ishkar.
You have to go back one.
And I'm gonna squeeze around her, so I'm next
You
to
can't.
her.
You have to go back one.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Boop. And then I stab her with my fire sword.
Okay.
Big money, no whammies. That is a 19 plus 6, 25.
Hits.
And that is 15 fire damage.
How do you want to do this?
Because she was running away from us, up here, go, oh, it's, there's more damage there, but it's enough to kill her. I go, ah! And I just stab her. And a sword, a flaming sword, just kind of pokes out of her chest. Very anticlimactic, but it's just kind of like, I just stab her in the back and I go, well, that's one dead.
As the blade slices through, you watch as her body begins to, through the wraps, you can see her ashen skin begins to turn dark, and you watch as part of her body just sort of melts into this dark black ink that falls onto the floor, followed by the rest of her robes.
Valessa, did you, or not Valessa, Ishkar, did you
dead.
fuck a skeleton? I forgot to
She's
ask.
dead.
Oh.
I don't
Anything
know.
else?
Never know.
I'm gonna turn and look at Valessa. Is Valessa still standing?
She is still standing.
Cool. Well, I can't move, and I'm out of actions, so I'm just gonna kick Ishkar's ashes around a little bit. Make sure there's no like hidden soul gem in there. Real quick.
No, it's like it looks like ink is what you're stepping in.
Cool. I'm gonna have to clean my footprints off of this. Don't let me forget that. And that's my turn. Because I ran after the fire lady. I said, no, you can't get away. And being size large gave me the reach to stab her. So it works out.
She's gonna take
I didn't know I could move Bellini.
many
That was my
attacks of opportunity.
Oh, you're good.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Yeah.
Okay.
bad. All right. Well,
are we all gonna take this opportunity?
Yep.
That's a nat 20 from Geo.
does a 13 hit?
No.
A dirty 20.
Well,
Yep.
I tried.
It's good.
I'm so glad that I can hit her with my weapon. That does 1d4 minus 1 damage. 1 nicking damage. Slashing, I think? Yeah, with my sickle, which I reasonably never use. But have.
Yes. 17 plus. 22 points of damage because Geo crit actually ran away.
Okay. Anything else?
That's really funny. Whose turn is it?
Oh, it's mine. Anything else? Yes, there is. Oh, thank you. You're so kind. So that is the
They were able to squeeze past me.
action, bonus action. Yeah, they jumped over the other side of the thingy.
They jumped over the railing. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah. You watch as Halessa kneels down into the ink and just places her hand in it. There's not much else she can do because she used up all of her action economy just to get there. Larea, you're up.
Am I? Sorry, I can't really see it. Am I now within 10 feet
you're
of
good.
Halessa?
Not currently, no, because Bellini's in the way.
I would like to be.
Okay, great. You're gonna jump the fence here and
Yeah.
end up over there.
Hell yeah. Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast is a ranged spell attack, right?
Yes.
So you'd have to be, where you are now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has
Rather
enough
than
movement.
right next to it.
Yeah. I don't want to be right next to her. I want to be in 10 feet distance. That is 19 for the first one and 19 for the second one.
Both hit.
That will be that's 13 force damage and 8 plus 3 is 11 necrotic damage, and then we have 5 radiant damage.
Cool.
And that is
Anything
my
else?
turn. No, that's my turn. They can't heal, or they can't heal until the start of my next turn, and their speed is reduced by 10 at the start of until the start of my next turn.
Geo.
Geo is. This is 30 feet. Geo's just gonna run, jump some walls, and end up here for his turn. Yeah. And that's his action. That's all of his action economy to get there. And actually, he's gonna stand. He's gonna move because he has the movement to be on this side of her, so we're flanking her.
Okay.
There we go. Yep. I want to shut. I really want him to shove her out of touching the ink, but he doesn't have any actions. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Next up is Ku.
Alrighty. Do I have line of sight on the one that's still up through like Bellini's legs?
I'd say with how big Bellini is, yeah, probably.
There is a large package obstructing the view. I'm sorry. You are looking through his legs.
It's been 6
if that's what
days since mentioning Bellini's dick.
If that's what you gotta say, tell yourself that's where we are. Bonus
Just remove
action.
that flap for 0 days.
Bonus action. Steady aim to toss a psychic blade at the one that's still up. 21 to hit.
21 hits.
The 13 more psychic damage.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that'll do it.
Bellini.
He takes his action to die from laughter.
Yeah. Well, listen, he went up a size category, so it got bigger. My flaming sword is not effective against her, so I'm gonna drop that. I'm gonna drop concentration on that, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna. What's this do? That's not helpful. So I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna upscale cast Moonbeam at third level. So the creature in the beam needs to make a Constitution saving throw. And I cast it on the puddle of ink and on So yeah, I cast Moonbeam right here. It is a 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder.
That is
this
a. What did you say? Constitution.
Yes.
22.
Passes, so she takes half damage. Takes 10 points of radiant damage.
Mm-hmm.
As that's my action. And then Eth is gonna fly up and set the ink on fire.
I mean, ink isn't flammable.
He doesn't know that.
Okay. I would have thought you'd know that, but okay.
Well, listen, F just sees him and is just trying to like, it's black liquid. It might be oil. And tries to set it on fire.
It just.
Bellini does know ink is not flammable, but F has no attacks that deal damage to Halessa, so he could light the library on fire, but that's frowned upon because we're in it. We've already had this conversation, F and I. He's not allowed to light the buildings we're in on fire. And he sees Halessa touching the ink, and that's weird. So he's gonna try to
Anything else?
Set it on fire. No, that's all I can do. I had to cast Moonbeam.
Okay. You watch as that moonbeam is shining on her, like burning through all the different pieces of her undead form. You watch as it's almost like a translucent mist sort of leaves, and the body just slumps onto the floor. You are out of initiative.
I look at the rest of the group and I go, okay, what do you guys know about necromancers? Do they have like a backup body like vampires? Do you think she's dead, or can she resurrect?
Oh, she's for sure not dead. I don't trust this one bit.
It kind of depends on the necromancer, honestly. It's not a one-size-fits-all.
Yeah.
Does the crucible that was constructing itself using magic, does anything happen with that?
Not as far as you're aware. We're still in the aftermath of everyone dying, so.
Cool. I wanna walk up the stairs towards the crucible because she was running towards it.
Yeah, easily able for you to do. You sort of make your way up, and essentially you're looking over pretty similar to what it looks here, which is just it looks like a well. It seems to have no end, even though there is a bottom. It is levitating by itself and has this own orbit of very small rocks just floating around it.
I also wipe my feet off before I walk away so there are not turtle prints everywhere. And Gio investigates the bodies.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to help with investigating because yeah.
I'd say what Gio is up to is he can only help do stuff as he's not here. So Fleury, if you want to go investigate, you can. You have a little route around some of the bodies.
I would like to.
And then I need either investigation or arcana, depending on what you're looking for in terms of the crucible.
I'm gonna roll. Bellini's gonna roll. I mean, he has a +0 to both of them, so it doesn't matter. He's gonna do arcana first. He's gonna try to figure out what's magic about this.
Okay.
Such what this crucible might do and why it has no end. That's a 17 on the dice.
17's pretty damn good. You know that this structure is built out of volcanic stone. It's got different, very familiar crimson metal runes that you are more than familiar because you see them all the time. There is almost like a residue of something that's red and gold around the base of the well, and then at the bottom it looks like there's some sort of like blackened sand, and then inside the well it just looks like this silver touched water, and it has no end as far as you can tell. You are familiar with obsidian, however, it being essentially a mineral that contains trapped energy. It's usually arcane, but it has been known to contain energy of other kinds, and it is usually formed through immense pressure or big sort of, not traumatic events, but big events that would cause a massive outbreak of magic. A lot of people use them as focuses, or they use them in part of rituals or spells. Seeing something constructed on this size is quite unusual. It takes a lot of skill to pull that off.
Can I cast Detect Magic?
If you want to, yeah.
Just because I'm trying to see like what type of spell this crucible is being used for. I'm assuming it's a summoning spell, but I'm trying to figure out like what it's summoning.
With Detect Magic, you know that this is not a summoning spell. In fact, it rather confuses you, as this is a form of divine magic, and is often used as prayers or oaths of service, and is used by ritualistic druids when they sacrifice animals, more than likely, to a pantheon.
In the runes, do I see symbols of gods?
No.
Can I figure out what god she's sacrificing towards?
I would say through context, you know, it's more than likely the Lord of Torment. It's the only god that's come up the most throughout Obscura.
Gotcha. Okay.
I will say you can get a sense from the water that this is also a conversion engine, in that it can target faith-based individuals who have strong faiths and corrupt that faith into a form of mind control.
Can I inscribe the Trinity symbols into around this well and try to infuse?
Yeah, what are you drawing them with?
I have chalk in my bag.
You can certainly try. If you want to spend some time doing that, it would take you about 20 minutes in total.
I explained this to the group and say, like, you guys are cool if I do this? And or do we just destroy the crucible? If we can. Because this has mind control, weird fuck around magic tied to it. For the Lord of Torment. I don't know which would be faster.
Yeah, I don't know either. I do really want to check out the bodies, or body and ink.
We can switch over to Lorrea.
Yeah.
What did you get on your investigation?
I got a 14.
It's good enough.
Does Geo help? Geo helps.
Does he have proficiency in investigation?
No.
Didn't know. You can see that whatever is left of those sort of faded eyes are now burnt black. She's got sort of dark skin now that was pale, and now it's sort of scorched. You do notice there's a torn holy symbol of the luminary that was sitting around her neck. And you find a small folded note alongside a small piece of black crystal. It isn't obsidian, It appears to be something else.
Okay. Does Halessa bear resemblance to Falessa?
No, she bears a strange resemblance to Vorakin, and just so you can take a guess that this is probably his sister.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes.
Wait,
I would
the zombie is
Vorakin's sister,
okay.
the Baron.
Gotcha.
Which I don't know why she's called S then, but sure, I'm sure we'll find that out. I would like to read the note.
It says, if you know this, know I went willingly, not to serve them, but to learn. If I can unravel it from the inside, I will. But if I don't come back, Maurice, destroy the core before they turn the churches into factories.
And this was on specifically Halessa's body, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you repeat the note one more time?
If you find this, know I went willingly, not to serve them, but to learn. If I can unravel it from inside, I will, but if I don't come back, destroy the core, Maurice, before they turn the churches into factories.
To Maurice.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay. I think that's clear enough that we need to destroy this crucible at the very least. So that's what as you posed a question while this is happening simultaneously, I'll be like, we should destroy it. We should try and get rid of it. With Valessa being a high priestess and mind-controlling faithful, that seems like bad news.
Okay. Can I dispel magic on the crucible?
If you want to, you can try, yeah.
Cool. Any spell of 3rd level or lower, instantly ends for each spell 4th level or higher on the target. Make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC is 10 plus the spell level. So, yeah.
So the spell level would be 6.
Okay, so I need to make a DC 16.
Yes.
So I need to roll a... Is this my modifier or my spell attack that I add?
It'd be your modifier.
Okay.
I will say that is just you dispelling magic and drawing your runes all over the well. If people want to try and help out, they can, and they can give you advantage.
Yeah, I will help with that.
Cool. First one, nat 1. Second one, nat 20. Thank you for that.
No way. Oh. Okay.
Truly, I was like, I've rolled so hot all night, and I'm gonna fuck this up. Thank you for the advantage.
You begin etching. I'd say you're doing this at the same time. You begin etching the runes of the Trinity. There's different symbols of like balance, like nature and the wilderness, and then a lot of like renewal and creation. And you're just sketching them all across the surface. Ku, once you see him do that, you've read enough and know, most people know enough about the Trinity to just start writing small, like, very eloquent prayers all around the edges of the well. As you finish the crucible, you can see it shudder, and then it pauses for a moment, and then just hits the ground and begins to just tumble into a load of rock. Luckily, the two of you are just slightly away from it to not fall over as it crumbles down. But as it's happening, you get a sense, Bellini, that it requires some form of divinity, some form of energy that's similar to what created the well. And as you're sort of focusing on that magic, you watch as part of your arms begin to set aflame, and it's all the way up until your shoulders, and it's this beautiful like blue and red that's flickering all amongst them before you push it forwards and finish off, and that silvery water just scatters all across the floor. It is definitely broken with that nat 20.
I just kind of look at my hands, and then I look at F, and I look at my hands, and then I look at F, and I look at my hands, and I go, I've never done that before. That was cool. Is this your magic? And then I walk down the stairs to the group, and I go, "Hi guys."
But yeah, you guys have essentially free reign of this room.
Can
It
we
looks
loot the
very
bodies?
similar to what you'd seen before. There are a lot of books, a lot of different tomes. There's a couple of desks. It's a library, pretty much. Aside from the massive creation in the middle, it just looks exactly the same. But you can have a look around if you want.
Valessa or Halessa, not Valessa, did Ishkar or Halessa have any cool magic items on them and or loot?
No.
Oh, just a regular sword.
I want to do something a little fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Halessa is undead. Is she like a golem? Is she like stitched or anything?
Do you want to make... Are you calling upon your knowledge as a sort of what you've heard as a gravedigger, or are you trying to sort of figure it out from an arcane point of view?
I want to use my experience as a gravedigger to cut off her head, and I was wondering if there are stitches to make my job easier.
That's gross. Make a medicine check.
Yes.
I would say, as depending on what you, I need to wait for your roll. Yeah. That's why I started
Yeah.
talking. Yeah.
Medicine.
Wisdom.
Thank you. That is a 17.
Very easy for you to chop the head off. There isn't any stitches. Her mouth is stitched shut.
Yeah.
However, as you're doing it, you do remember a story that they used to say about different undead, and whilst most people didn't want to listen to it, you were curious as ever. You have a thought that this might have been a revenant, in that the soul becomes trapped inside the body and it can't leave until that body is destroyed. The problem being that because the soul no longer travels to the afterlife, in 24 hours that soul will animate another humanoid corpse somewhere in Sylvastria.
But her body is now destroyed now that I'm decapitating it. Is it not?
Yeah, so when the body is destroyed, its soul lingers, and after 24 hours, the soul inhabits and animates another humanoid on the same plane of existence.
That's a problem for tomorrow.
Can we restitch the head back onto the body and then unstitch the mouth and it can speak for us?
It would take a great force of power, divine or otherwise, possibly you could wish for the force to force the soul to go on to the afterlife. That is the only way it can travel.
So I can't revivify the body. Gotcha.
No.
Okay, well,
Well, cool.
actions have consequences, and I have a cool head.
As
But
your
yeah, different body. So
Do you
I'm
think
not
the spirit's
losing-
angry at us or at Ishkar?
if you want,
do we
you can
potentially have a
inspect
spooky-
Ishkar's remains.
Yeah.
That would require probably an Arcana check because there's no remains left. It's just ink.
Yeah, no problem. I'd like to do that. That's a 15 on the die.
It's just under. So I will leave you to try and not metagame too much.
Okay.
But there will be a sense that Bellini gets from this.
Okay.
In that as he's sort of bending down to look at it, it looks like some parts of the ink is frosted.
Like cold frosted over?
Like cold frosted over.
Is it where Halessa touched the ink?
It is not.
I share this with the group because I have no idea what it means, both in character and out of character.
I'm too dumb. I have no idea. Like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what that means.
And Ishkar had no cool like ring of mind shielding or anything. Like we forgot off of Draz's body. Damn. That's fine. Cool. I'm gonna make it so the evidence is not tied to us. Is there anything that shows that like the four of us were here?
No, not that
Great.
I would think of.
Cool. Can I try to find my uncle's book?
If you want to.
Yeah, I would. Before on our way out, I want to explain to the group. I was like, so my book, if you guys don't remember, had visions of my uncle, who I think runs the black market here in town. At least on the docks. I saw his symbol also on that like wagon of people and whatnot that came in. Like he is a trader. I know that. TRADER, not TRA trait or however you spell that word. Bleedy's not smart, so he doesn't know how to spell, just like me. But some insight would be helpful. So I'm gonna try to find his book on our way out, and then we should hide and sneak our way out of here. And I do that.
Okay. Can you make a perception check as you're sort of turning round to leave?
That's a 16 plus 6, 22.
There's a very similar looking podium that you saw some of the index cards fly from in this room. So if you wanted to, you could also look for the index card here and probably be directed to where the book would be.
Yeah, I Rolodex my way.
I will
I
say
use the
there
Dewey
is
Decimal System.
there is another door in this room. It's on the far left, and it looks pretty intimate. It's a very small door.
Yeah, can we go in there?
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, I will Dewey Decimal System my way to the index card of my uncle, and then we'll also look in that room. What weird sex things? Is there a skeleton on the bed? Is it chained to the bed?
No, it's a very it's a very cute, almost looking office. It's a little bit weird because it looks like you're in the top of a tower, and it's got a hexagon-shaped window at the back that seems to look out across a desert, which would make no sense for where you are. Inside, there's a couple of shelves with more books that are locked behind a glass case. There's a small iron ink pot with a couple of like dwarven inscriptions on it. There's a couple of books on the desk, and then you can see there's a couple of things on the desk as well. There's like a faded ribbon, an old quill. It just looks like this might be where she relaxed, if that were possible.
I take anything of value and put it in my bag of holding.
Okay. You pick up a letter. There's a sealed envelope. There is what looks to be an incomplete map. The ink pot, a load of books, faded ribbon. There's not much else other than just things you can read.
For the languages I don't speak, I look at the group and I go, do any of you speak this?
Sorry, I was coughing through your words. What did you say?
For the books I can't read, I look at Ku and Lorea and Gio and I go, I don't know what this says. It's a bunch of squiggles. Can you read this?
I can only read Celestial and Common. Can I read it? Yeah.
Depends what he's giving you.
Yeah. Can I read it as... Same question.
I hand them all the things I can't read. I speak Common, Druidic, Orcish, and Primordial. Anything that's not in those languages, I hand to the group.
Most of it's in Common or Elvish. There's only a couple of things that are in Infernal, which Geo can read as well. But yeah, you find there's one that looks like it's sealed with 3 different clasps on it. There's a load of personal letters, most of which detail just memos between members of the councils. They're very run-of-the-mill. There's one to someone called Larai of Kaloria that says, dream-warded minds deteriorate faster when exposed to glass light. Just because memory can be reshaped doesn't mean it should be. The map looks to be something of an ocean, and the name is the Mirrored Sea. There's not much that any of you know about that. The envelope is addressed to VD, and it appears to be from Halessa to Vodkin. There's a lock of blonde hair, and it says, I forgive you. Let's talk. It's dated maybe a year ago.
I opened the sealed envelope, unless my party stops me.
No, go.
Cool, I open it.
One of them is from High Priestess and Lady Valessa Vaya to the Grand Scripture Ishkar.
What does it say?
Vodkin's task is near his end. Yours is too. Once the crucible is complete and the Archivium falls silent, bring the map to the Vault of Tongues. Once Halessa is refined, use her to convert Vodkin. The next target is Estrea's Crescent. Serena Frostflower is resistant, but her bond to the old ways make her vulnerable. Begin indoctrination via the herbalist line. Experimentation on Sister of S has begun. I'm hoping your expertise can be relied on. It's unusual, we don't often have people of their descent amongst us.
Like an out of above table, can you send us these written memos? That was really fast to write down.
I can, yes.
Cool. Especially for our note takers.
Yeah, I think I have the most important bits down, but I missed a couple names, but
Yeah.
we'll be fine.
Yeah, there's some names and locations tied to that
Yeah, I have.
we want to take to Maurice, or sorry, Maurice, and the Resistance, and possibly Siler.
I'll say what I have, and maybe if we need a Dream Warden, mind deteriorates faster with Glasslight. Don't change memories if you don't need to. Halessa forgave Draz. Valessa sends to Ishkar. Draz is nearly done. Bring map to Vault of Tongues. Bunch of names. Experiments on Sister Siler.
Yep, that's pretty.
I think I got most of it,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that's all of it.
I just the Serena flower. I just didn't write that down.
Yeah, that's just it. It's. I would
He's
say
immune.
Koo's heard of the Frost Flowers. They're a family from far west. You would guess maybe it's just a play to see if they can grab more power. What else? Because that was really high. Yeah, you find 2 books that are clasped close. It doesn't look like they have any locks on them. And that's about it.
I pocket all of the stuff you listed. If you can shoot me an inventory, because I'm gonna bring most of it back to the Resistance, so that they have knowledge. / Siler, who some of this information we'll give to him, some of this we won't. I do think, and this is I'm talking to our players, / Bellini is talking to the rest of the group, that there is I don't think Valessa trusts Siler, and we might be able to use him against her. He might join us in this fight if we play our cards right.
Yes. There's also a nagging feeling that Valessa has control over him in some way, and maybe more ways than he himself knows.
Yeah.
So we should be really thorough if we bring him to a fight, lest he turns voluntarily or involuntarily against us, and it's 2 against us.
Yeah. I wonder how much of that control was because they had his sister.
Yeah. But seeing as they've been doing experiments and seeing his scars, I'm not entirely sure it was only psychological.
Fair.
But I might be wrong. I just don't. I act like I do, but I truly don't know this guy. I don't know who he is.
Fair enough. Let's get out of here. Is there any gold laying around anywhere?
Doesn't look like she has need for gold.
Cool. Then yeah. Oh, I go back to the Rolodex of index cards, and I pull up Siler's, Maurice's, Siler's sister, and Valessa.
Siler and Siler's sisters aren't in that Rolodex.
Is Valessa's?
Nope.
Is Maurice's?
Maurice's is in there, and your uncle is in there.
Okay. Was there a separate Rolodex in the room we went into, or is this the only like Rolodex?
There was another one in the other room, but you're clever enough. Well, Bellini is apparently clever enough. Bloom isn't. To know that
Bellini's very wise.
Some members of the council would have deliberately removed their books from the Archivium.
Okay, fair enough. I grab Maurice's and Siler's, not Maurice's and my uncle's, and I go investigate. And I'm muting because my dog is freaking out.
Okay. Are you reading the book, or are you trying to take the book?
I'm reading it for sure.
Okay. What is your uncle's name?
Can I, while he figures this out, assume that I might have 10 minutes time to do an esoteric rite to regain a warlock slot?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, it's even 1 minute. It's not even 10 minutes. Oh, easy. I have an extra spell slot. Try stop me now, bitch.
I want to say it's Giuseppe, because I feel like that's funny.
Well.
Okay.
Yeah. Or... Yeah, it's Giuseppe with a G.
Okay.
Yeah, Guiseppe, Giuseppe.
PP.
Yeah, you find a book. It seems to be in a series of books called the Book of Fortune's Hand. And has your uncle's name on it, Giuseppe. It's like a deep green leather. It looks like a tortoise shell. And then inside is very much notable things about generic things about their life. There's a chapter called The Shell Game that says you don't build business on luck, you build it on debt, and you make them thank you for it. And it describes pretty much how Giuseppe turned some of the gambling dens that were in Obscura through authorized permission into entertainment donations and favors to various different city officials. Some of the names listed you recognize as other Dawn Council affiliates, and it appears that he was a little hand guiding and helping Valessa to gain power, essentially. There's another called The Pact Beneath the Table. It looks like it refers to the various deals that were made with Valessa, as well as what are known as the Horned Brokers, which you are not familiar with what that means, but there is a lot of reference to temptation, which leads you to believe maybe they might be of an infernal nature. So he might not have just made one pact with one person. It references a lot of things called gambling divine favor, which is placing spiritual wagers on different people that weaken will. And there's also a page on you. There seems to be his observations of Bellini in his early days, some of your birth and upbringing. It mentions a little bit about Eth. It says, when the spark found him, I knew my time was up, and I had to leave for Obscura. That tricky bastard would ruin me or burn the whole board down. Either way, I win.
Okay. I copy this all down onto some of the parchment in my bag. Because I don't know if I can take the book out of the library.
Very astute of you.
And I don't want to risk it. So I very quickly and like in shorthand transcribe this. Again, this is above the table. Can you send us those notes of things we copy down? It doesn't have to be right now, but just eventually before next session. And then I do the same with Maurice's book.
Yes, Maurice Quinara is her full name. It's quite expansive. It seems Ishkar was very intrigued into doing a lot of archiving in terms of Maurice. You can see the very familiar scroll that you would take to be of a magical nature. There's also some of Ishkar's further notes upon building on it. It says a lot about Maurice's early days as a Varanorian, which is a warrior for the Guardian, then turned luminary, and then obviously her indoctrination into the resistance. And they are very much aware that she works in a rebel cell in Obscura, and a lot of different coded writings. They say she's responsible for a lot of blockages and preventing a lot of what the Dawn Council were trying to get up to. It was not fun for them at all. Aside from that, not much else. She's half elven, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not much else that you can sort of find in that book.
We copy that over. Is there, and then I want to go back to the Rolodex. Is it only people, or is it like, is the resistance against the Dawn Council a book as well?
Maybe an investigation.
I got a 14.
Yeah, I'd say yeah, you can probably find some history book that's talking about some of the different history of Obscura. It's quite large, so I need you to sort of hone in on what particularly you're looking for.
I'm looking for the last because the current Dawn Council's been in power for the last 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm only looking at this current 10-year window of like, and realistically, the last like, what has the Dawn Council's reception of this resistance been? What is like, are there notes about the Dawn Council and them trying to put this resistance down and concrete their power? Because it looks like they're finally trying to make those moves. And I want to know, what does Ishkar and the Dawn Council know about the resistance that we don't in the last couple of years?
Oh, okay. Let me have a look in my notes. So that is a vast bit across different things.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's
I also
fine.
want to know,
I'm happy. I love giving you guys lore. Are you crazy? I just need to make sure I'm giving you like the whole
the right
package.
lore. Yeah, I also want to know, like, and I don't know if this would be in one of Ishkar's books, but as described, like, I want to know, like, do they know where the hideout is? Like, are we actually safe there?
So there is a book that I don't know why I wrote this in there. It's compiled by Inkbinder Tornellic, Third Watch of the Hidden Flame. It was the Hidden Flame was an early name for what they now just call the Resistance. It was the first time that they sort of revolted, and if you remember, Maurice said there was a lot of revolts that have been sort of smashed out over the years. It was mainly composed of the locals, which were like soldiers, mages, scholars, anyone intelligent enough to understand what was going on when the four of them first appeared. It does note that all four of them did appear roughly around about the same time, marked by the first appearance of Falessa. The only other person was Ishkar, who was already there, but then they seemed to sort of change as the years went on.
When you say the four, does that mean our four targets? Silent,
yeah,
Draz.
the big four.
Okay. Okay.
They operated in decentralized cells, a lot like terrorists, but many didn't know each other, so they would, like cells do, they would keep information exclusive to each person. And it wasn't until recently that they expanded into one congruent group. They used to leave illusions, coded messages in different prayers and churches, and then enchanted graffiti in alleyways. A lot of street art was left that was in some way enchanted, or the paint itself was magical. Until the rise of the dread smoke, which made it impossible to leave any form of covert messages that was of an arcane nature. Most of the cells were believed destroyed or scattered after a series of disappearances known as the Night Gut Silences, where Vorikin Draz and his military made entire households vanish without a trace. There is a map showing what you already are aware of, and Ku most of all, which is all the old sewer routes and hidden vaults that the Resistance are now using. There is comments that Ishkar's written and what appear to be meeting notes that have been memoed into another book about the Resistance, which does definitely confirm that the Council are not united. They all distrust each other heavily, but they are all bound with one goal, which is to unleash the Lord of Torment. It references that the seal of binding on the chains are weakened, and that specific events like ritual slayings or the deaths of influential or powerful individuals within the city are designed to hasten his reawakening. Ishkar has studied the Resistance exclusively and in great detail, including the appearance of 4 notable individuals, a rather large Gith, a Tortle, what she thought was a half-elf, and what's referenced as the True Experiment. There is a circle on the map on the back of the book that references the HQ of the Resistance, as well as a lot of comments that Sylar is not collaborating with the Council and must be motivated by alternative means. Which you guys were already pretty aware of, but it does confirm that he's definitely on the fence.
Can I ask for a specific sentence that the death of important people speeds up the process of freeing the Lord of Torment? Could you confirm that?
Mm-hmm.
Can we...
Does it mention... No, go ahead. Sorry, let me not interrupt you. Go ahead.
Can we infer that that might mean Valessa, Ishkar, Draz, Sylar as well? That their death speeds up the freeing process?
Yes. Yes, it would.
Super.
It talks a lot about how influence can not only be power and money, but also power in terms of arcane, or influential nature in terms of mind control. The 4 is a reference to the leaders of the Dawn Council, who each are interlinked within the essence of Obscura itself, being that they are of supernatural origins. But yes, if you were to kill them in distinctly explosive or violent means, then yes, it would help release the Lord of Torment.
Super.
Is there anything about binding the Lord of Torment in the library? Is the other thing. I want to look for
as in like the history of how it happened?
Either the history and or ways to bind him. If he
make
free.
another investigation. Sure, yeah.
I realize we have spent a lot of time in this library, but
it's fine.
We are getting a lot of important
18.
info.
18 on the die, plus 0, 18.
18 was your DC. Let me find this, because this is a cool book.
Aren't you lamenting yesterday that you write too much backstory? Aren't you
I
so
love books.
happy you have so
I
much
also love
backstory now?
naming them. So this one is called
Yeah.
The Final Codex of Eldarth Mir. It is covered in chains, though it wouldn't take a lot for a certain rogue to lockpick it if he so wished.
Yeah,
Yep.
obviously.
Um,
That feels like it shouldn't be a question.
I will
Honestly,
say
I
you
look
don't
at
even
the
need to roll
shelf,
for it because
I
you've got
look at
all
the
the
chains
time
that are
in the
still-
world to pick this lock. So you're very careful. There's 3 different chains, and you're making your way through it. And each time the metal hits the floor, it's just a small relief, and you're getting closer and closer to reading this book. But yes, it is the final codex of Eldarth Mir. To bind a god is to shatter a world. To break the chain is to risk unmaking it. Essentially, it says, before the creation of the Veil, by the one known as the Watcher, before the wars that scarred most of Obscura and the rest of Elendrian, there walked a being known only in whispers. The ancient Lord of Torment was one of the Dread Pact, the evil aligned gods, essentially. He came about roughly the same time that they thought the Trinity would have been. He appears as various different depictions of ancient chains, oaths to domination. He's defined by his domain, which is over pain, obviously. Where is the other bits? His followers believe that suffering and torment are paths to enlightenment and strength, and they often seek his favor to secure hardship. Not all of his followers are of an evil or negative nature. Some people do invoke him in times of great sacrifice, in order to maybe gain a boon by way of proxy. He is said that he wasn't a god by birth, but a god by belief, and his rise came during the era of fracture, when the first mortals, who were desperate for order, willingly surrendered freedom for security. Him, along with the Lord of Turmoil, their dominions were built on the laws of obedience, and if you were resisted, you would be, quote-unquote, reformed. A lot of followers will surrender in their will rituals of blood binding, which allows the Lord to anchor himself to the material plane through chains of pact and devotion. A lot of the time, those bindings manifested as physical, but they were more importantly of a spiritual nature. Each soul was willingly enslaved, and that would thus give him power. As his cult grew, different nations fell in line. And were never through war, but through doctrine, fear, and silence. He left the war mongering to what's known as the Bloodthirsty Warlord, who was another one of the Dread Pact. The higher that the Lord of the Torment grew, the more notable came his second, that soon had his own domain, and rather a form of a mortal, this took the form of a great dragon and was known as Volmathar, the Soul Devourer. He was an entity with a thirst for the remaining souls that fed on the spirits of the deceased, and his presence was often associated with different nightmares and the fear of the afterlife and dying. Volmathar had a load of different spawn, one of which you have already met, in the forest, a great black dragon. When the 9 cities fell, one remained, which was named Thar Eves, a bastion of unbent thoughts. It was here that the Chainbreaker arose. Their true name was stricken from all records. Originally, the Chainbreaker was a mage knight, trained in the arts of both arcane unbinding and spiritual severance. He was one of the only known mortals to resist the brand of torment after being chained, and was said to wield a weapon forged in the Shattered Dream, which is a place that chains could not hold. It is rumored that he was a Dreamwalker, which is a Kalashtar from the realms next to the Far Realm. And when the 9 cities fell, Tharaves became known as the ancient nation of Sabsathul, and the Chainbreaker, in an effort to take down the Lord of Torment, bound himself to this ancient entity and became his host. To bind the Chainbreaker, to bind the Lord of Torment, the Chainbreaker designed a multi-part ritual that bound his main essence to his own body, and then split the rest into 4 different aspects that were sealed into anchors and placed into different items, and one of which being a weapon known as the Dreadful Hammer, another a necklace, the key to his heart. The only other way to unbind him is to break the chains through vast acts of trauma or pain, and they need to be of some form of great energy. And you also need what's known as a conduit soul, which is someone powerful and willing to be sacrificed to act as the vessel of suppression. Yeah. So you would have to undo the severing by breaking or corrupting the chains or anchors, use sacrifices to reignite the pact and give him faith, and then eventually release the Chainbreaker and split him from the Lord of Torment.
I try and recall what Siler looked like in the tavern, specifically his outfit, because he had a note about a willing sacrifice that he knows nothing of. Do I remember his outfit being maybe something he stole and thus did not know it was there? I'm trying to be like, okay, but why? Because that sounds familiar. I'm linking that.
His outfit looked like it suited him.
Well, we know. Was Valessa wearing a necklace at the party?
Ooh, roll me a history check.
I'm kind of assuming it's the thing that fell out of my hand, actually.
Could be.
14.
Because it's key-shaped and it's the key to
She
her.
was, but it didn't look evil, would be your guess. It was actually quite beautiful.
I want to follow Lorea's thread. Is the necklace that fell out of her hand the key to the Lord of Torment? The key to his heart?
Yeah, so there was mention of the Dreadful Hammer, which was his
Which we
weapon,
have.
which was the weapon of the Lord of Torment, as well as the necklace known as the key to his heart, which, yeah, I think, Lorea, you would understand, given that you had a meeting with the man, that necklace is his.
So we have 2 of the 4 items, so that's something, which really puts a hindrance in their plans.
Yes.
Unless we end up dying and delivering it to them. Also, I thought about it. If we can get... I'm willing to sacrifice my bag of holding, but I would like to try and find a second one. If we knock Valessa unconscious, we can put her in the bag and then cut the bag open and banish her to the astral plane, where she will not die, because you do not age, need to sleep, need to eat or sleep.
We could try that. I think it's also.
But she's trapped there forever unless she has a way to get back out. But that's some high magics. Yeah.
I think that's a good backup plan. I think we should probably consult with Siler what the steps were, seeing as he was part of the group that is or was actively releasing him. but it's also not cooperating. Let's see what we can get out of him.
Yeah.
If we can get more out of him.
But we should see if we can get a second bag of holding, because I would like to keep mine. But I'm willing to sacrifice it need be.
Yeah.
Because all bag of holdings, handy haversacks, and portable holes come with a little note of don't mix these items. Also, don't rip them open because you lose all your shit. They come with a warning label.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you put a bag of holding in a handy haversack or portable hole, you rip a 10-foot gash in the universe for a period of time. So.
Yeah. Shall we?
They all come with warnings. Yeah, we should leave. We should also tell the Resistance that their headquarters are not as safe as they think.
Yeah.
I'd
say return to headquarters, rest up, talk to Maurice, then see if we can find Fuckboy again, and talk with him. And
listen, if you want to get laid, all you have to do is just go ask. We're not going to judge you.
She just stares daggers. She's like,
yeah.
I'd say that's probably the order of business.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely get to the Resistance and tell them, hey, your location is compromised.
Yeah.
And then also rest.
And if we have time, I'd like to threaten Valessa, actually.
Oh?
But only if we happen to come across it.
How? With what threats are we trying to make?
It wasn't an actual very serious thing. Just if we see her, I'll do a little...
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Okay.
We are technically diplomats, so we
yeah.
actually should be careful about that one. Oh, we should also go see my uncle. He might have a bag of holding for us. And or is a bad dude. One of the two. I don't know if he's necessarily a bad guy, but he made some sketchy deals and runs the black market and or mob.
Yeah. Okay.
But also, apparently, F scares him. So that's cool.
Let's start at the hideout, and then either your uncle or Siler.
Great. Away we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very easy for Ku to sort of lead the way back out, given that you have that about your background. Very quickly, like, sort of poke your heads out through the door. Doesn't seem to be much going on, and then you can sneak into an entrance and make your way back to the Resistance HQ.
Yeah. Geo and I do get small before we attempt to escape.
Mm-hmm.
F disappears. Goes back into sacked off form. I didn't look up F. Fuck. Damn it. That's okay. He'll tell me eventually. I believe in him. Yeah, can we bio-break?
Yes, of course we can.
Cool.
There's a good moment to quickly pause. Is there anything you guys, because this is towards the end of the day, so is there anything you guys want to do before you take a long rest?
I think talk to Maurice.
Okay.
Yeah, the scene with Maurice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. We will be back in a little bit. Say 5 minutes for everyone to go get drinks and pee and stuff.
Yep.
And then we'll be right back.
Find me a place among my brethren, the pines, the bees, the frost. I cannot stay where nature's embrace is lost. Find me where canoe nose makes his revelry. troubles and your worries. Set your soul on fire and dance among the trees. Oh, find me where Kununos makes his revelry. Ooh, where the horned one sleeps. Deep in woodlands running, no one but me. Wake up, breathed in ivy, bathed in the light of the moon. Through the canopy I see the light of the stars shining through. Down by shoreside singing, no one but me. Find me where Kununos makes his revelry. Where the horned one sleeps. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel, that when I strike my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith of your blade, legends there shall rise, for the blade that you will forge for me will deliver us from the night, the night. Oh. Strike, turn, hammer and burn, the bellows teach and the fires burn. Iron, oil, temper and toil, the forge ain't hot if your blood don't boil. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade to slay that evil heel, a sword that gleams like diamonds that can make the darkness kneel. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel, that when I strike my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith of your blade, legends there shall rise, for the blade that you will forge for me will deliver us from the night, the night. Hear that anvil ring, echo song of the hammer swing. Shape, grind, polish and shine, the world ain't ready for a work so fine. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade, for to purge the blight, which creeps upon this world we love to take from us the light. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel, that when I strike my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith of your blade, legends there shall rise, for the blade that you will forge for me will deliver us from the night. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel, slave. Hey, 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 hey. Welcome to the Isle of Sin. Cursed stone, blessed orb, swing your pick till you hit the floor. Break your filthy back some more until you strike the mithril score. Hey, 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 hey. Welcome to the Isle of Sin. With your life, pay your dues. Work or die, it's yours to choose. You've got nothing left to lose. The shacks await should you refuse. Hey, 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 hey. Welcome to the Isle of Sin. An empty look behind your eyes. No soul of a man left there to find. No hope within these iron sights. You're worth these minds till the day you die. Welcome to the Isle of Sin. Hey, 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 hey. Welcome to the Isle of Sin. Hey, welcome to the Isle of Sin. Her soul and mine, they're one and the same. Split one in twain, and we both feel the pain. The sins of one father unread in our veins. Through darkness and hunger she remained, but her heart no more beats in tandem with mine. And I'm waiting for the wink and the witty one-liner, for her to say she got me and hit me with a smile. But the hole in my chest says I'll be waiting for a while. Be a boatman, your reaper. I'll be yours, but you can't keep her. Lay me down on a bed of raven's feathers. Dear sister, swear to me you'll stay close, never out of reach. Oh, do not go far from me until I'm gone. Mantle of death, black feathered crown, lift up this body asleep on the ground. A soul for a soul, let mine be laid down in this tomb I wish had never been found. You were to champion. I want her back. So I'll be your boatman, your reaper. I'll be yours, but you can't keep her. Lay me down on a bed of raven's feathers. Dear sister, swear to me you'll stay close, never out of reach. Oh, do not go far from me until I'm gone. There's no price too steep to pay to bring you back to life.
normally end anyway, but I just wanted to give that heads up.
Yep,
Okay.
that's all good.
You-
Okay, welcome back.
Do we need Tailfire still?
What's
You
up?
don't need Tailspire anymore now.
Okay.
Unless you
Okay.
were planning on attacking someone.
No, I don't plan on
Planning on-
stabbing Maurice.
no.
So
Will it happen? Maybe.
listen, we might just
we-
be throwing gang signs.
We return back to the headquarters as you guys return quite promptly, as quick as you can, back to find them. Were you seeking out Maurice in particular, or are you just looking for whomever might be around?
I'm specifically looking for Maurice.
Okay. I'd
Yeah,
say
same
she's
boat.
probably around about where she normally is, which is standing over like a big map table that's got different little points marked out on it. You can see she's got her hand axes still strapped to her back. Just looks up as you come in, just give you a little nod.
Not being one for small talk, I will head on over, take Halessa's head out of the bag, and put it on the map table. She look familiar?
Yeah. I was wondering if you were gonna find her.
Yeah, she was gone. Alive, but gone.
She's a revenant, so her body, she will respawn in a different body.
That's unfortunate.
I'm assuming you were aware she was Draz's sister.
Yeah, I was the one that turned her. But he found out and we thought she died in the process.
Did you know her before or after she was drowned?
Oh, before.
Okay. Did she go by any other names than Halessa?
No, I mean, I guess she was a sergeant. But everyone used to call her Sarge quite a lot. I only ever
I
called her
see.
Halessa because we were acquainted.
Sure.
Acquainted or acquainted? Wink, wink.
Take it how you will.
Do you want to keep her?
Not really, if you could. I don't particularly want to look at it.
Sure. Put her back with the more casualness than anyone asks of her. Would she sign? Do you think she would sign letters with just an S if people call her Sarge?
Depends who the letter was to, I suppose.
Her brother.
Sister.
Alright, well that's one mystery solved then. Ishkar's dead, we think.
So I've
We
heard.
can't be sure.
Apparently all the dread smoke went out, which is pretty good for us.
That's good to know.
Just a heads up, we did some digging. The Dawn Council, or at least Ishkar, definitely knew the location of this secret base.
Fuck. Okay, Charlie, and you see like that head poke around the corner. Yeah, boss. We need another. We need to go back to the safe houses because it's not safe here. So if you can
I think they also know
everyone
where
up.
those are.
double fuck. Yeah, just go to the safe houses anyway. Ask some of the mages to put up some wards or some, I don't know, magic. Just do some stuff to stop them coming in. We can do magic now, so that should be fine. He's like,
Yeah.
got it, boss, and then just heads off.
Ku, do you have anything to add to this conversation?
No, you've caught it all.
Maurice, question.
Yes.
Um, um, uh, if I say the words "the Lord of Torment," what does that mean to you?
An abomination of everything that's sacred.
Great.
She should
What
know.
if I were to what if I were to tell you they were trying to free him?
Yeah, we knew that.
Okay, great. What if I were to tell you us killing them makes him escaping a little bit easier?
Oh, I mean, makes sense. It was, well, it seemed easier than one would have thought.
What if I were to tell you that if we knock Valessa unconscious and then put her in a bag of holding and then stab said bag of holding with a knife, ripping it open, she's not killed but instead banished to the astral plane and could live there in theory forever because the creatures there don't age, need to eat, drink, and or sleep, but are lost in the vast emptiness of the void.
Well, I mean, I'd be down because she's a complete bitch, but I'd rather she was just dead, rather than just like floating around in some space place.
What if I were to tell you potentially Siler is on your side?
I mean, that. I mean, no, he's done horrific things.
What if I were to tell you that he did that because he had no choice because his sister was kidnapped? And also he does have superpowers, but also yeah, he could still be a bad dude, but yeah.
If you mean he could be turned, I mean, we managed to turn Alessa, so maybe it would make sense. He is a Valkoran, so
What does that mean?
it's just one of the oldest families here.
Cool. And what if I were to tell you that he I don't know where I'm going with this. I've lost track. And I look directly at Lorea.
Joe,
And wink.
do you know anything of his heritage?
No, I always
vaguely
suspected
human or
that.
vaguely elven.
I don't think they were elven. No, he just always suspected that one of them was still alive. I just never thought it was known that it was Siler. I guessed because he set up shop in the same manner. Seemed very closed off to most people. Made sense.
But like species wise, any idea?
No, I'd have no idea. You know what these guys are like? They're different from what they were. Vyrdcast was a human general at one point.
Yeah. Okay. I genuinely, above table, don't think I had any other questions for Maurice. It was mostly Alessa that I was kind of wanting to ask about. So
Look, you
sorry
guys
to do
get
this
some
above
sleep.
table.
I need to go.
I have
figure out what we're doing.
some other questions. I have some other questions.
Yes, Bellini.
Yes. One. What do you know about Giuseppe?
Oh, the lumber guy, right?
It's more than lumber. He is my uncle.
Well, I mean,
He
I never wanted to say that you all look alike and you're related, but yeah, he is a turtle, and I didn't want to, you know.
yeah, no. He is like actually my uncle.
Oh, okay. I mean, he's,
Yeah.
he he's helped out the
If he
resistance, and we're pretty sure he's
okay.
helped out the Dawn Council, so I
Yeah,
think he's
he's
playing
done
both
that for sure.
sides.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. I know him. Um, cool. Uh, cool. We're probably gonna go say hi. Because I should probably let him know I'm here.
Okay.
It'd be nice. I haven't seen him in a while. Two, do you have a bag of holding or a portable hull or a handy haversack?
Yes, I just have like really important arcane items lying around.
Okay. Do you know somebody who has one
No,
besides
magic's
me?
banned here.
That makes fine. I'll have to get another one. Okay. Um.
We'll find a way to kill and/or banish Valessa without unleashing the Lord of Torment. You might
Yeah,
not even need to give up your bag of holding. We'll be
that's
fine.
fine. I'll give it up. I once we're back home, I can get another one. So I'll steal some money and or earn some money and or use my turtle charms on other people to have them gift me a bag of holding.
You know, I heard
Um,
Giuseppe say something like that once, just without the bag of holding bit.
about what?
Just like stealing money, earning money, convincing people with his total charm.
Yeah, like uncle, like nephew, like uncle, and I high five myself. And then Eth sticks his sack doll hand up from behind my shell, and I also high five him. Um, um, okay. Um, if we don't have to kill Siler, we might not. To be determined. Um, Psychically, I tell to the group, did we tell her we found his sister?
No, we did not.
Great.
But you sort of implied it just now because you said he might have done things because his sister was kidnapped.
Yeah, but we don't know if we found her. Also, the library was really cool. There were a lot of books there. I learned a lot. Um,
Yeah? Learn
Libraries are
anything
cool. I'm not.
interesting?
Yeah. I have a weird spirit bond where Eth chose me and I didn't choose Eth. Um, Also, I did cool arcane magic and destroyed a crucible that mind controlled people apparently. With the help of Ku. He helped. And I point at Ku. And then I learned about the Lord of Torment and how he was bound. Unfortunately, all the books on the members of the Dawn Council were not in the library. I think they might have been hidden away and or burned. We found some cool letters, and we found out that your location is compromised.
Yeah, you did mention that.
Um, we probably should have done research into how do we eliminate Valessa without killing her. But
I mean,
Monday
I,
morning
have
quarterbacking.
we
I don't
have
think she was
two.
going to keep that around.
Yeah.
That's
Plus,
true.
we have two people we can talk to with direct relations to Valessa. One of them being your uncle, and the other being, well,
Your boyfriend? I mean, Siler?
cool.
Cool. Listen, Maurice, where will we be able to find you after we leave this space?
Hmm.
Because it is very important that we are able to check back in, because there is a chance we might need the Resistance's help on an assault of Fulessa's castle and or manor. And or just general disruption in the city, so that the soldiers can't protect her.
I mean, there's been a lot of movement recently, so probably, I don't know, some our safe houses are scattered all over. I know I'll be closer to the Aurelian Rise, I'm pretty sure we've got a couple down at the docks, and then the rest are in the sort of lower residential area. So
As long as we can find you, that's what's important.
I
So-
mean, what the hell, Charlie? And he's like, yeah, give me your earring. And he sort of hands it over, and then passes it to Larea. These were my great, I don't know, there's a lot of greats, grandmothers. And she sort of shows her own one.
Sending stone, I asked her.
Should allow you to send me a message.
Cool.
Well, hang on to it tightly, and I put it in my ear.
Other question. Do you have a mage that might be able to alarm ward a area for us so that we can get some sleep? I mean, we can't take shifts, but
yeah, I mean, I think we've got a couple that can probably do that.
great. We do need to go back to the Cock and Weasel, and kind of fake parade around the city for a little bit so that suspicions are not. They think that we're.
But do we actually need to sleep there, though? I don't think we really do. We've rented a room.
That's true, but it's obvious if we don't go back there to sleep.
I'd feel much safer here, but.
Well, it's true, and they do know that we are helping you, or they think that we are. So I think our ruse
we can go back, but
I don't know. Ku, any thoughts?
I'll be honest, I think the jig is up at this point. I think they know. I think the people who we're going after would know that we're going after them at this point.
The only one left who doesn't know and probably has figured it out is Valessa. Siler knows damn well what's happening. And the other two are dead.
Yeah. Then I think we talk to Siler tonight, get some sleep, and kill Valessa tomorrow. And or banish her to the astral plane. And also talk to my uncle. And then banish her to the astral plane.
What time are we? Do we even have time to talk to Siler tonight? Because I can send out a raven tomorrow.
I'd say at this point it's quite late. It's like 9, 10 o'clock at night.
I'll sort of relay that and be
time.
like, yeah. I'll say that and be like, well, tonight's going to be difficult, but I can get a word out. We might do coffee and talk or something.
Yeah, it might be a morning meeting with Siler, a late morning meeting with my uncle, and then I think we might go spend an afternoon killing an evil cleric. You know, just a lovely day visiting the city as diplomats.
Just a regular Saturday.
Cool. Oh, question, Maurice. Once we kill Valessa, who assumes power? This is 4 empty seats or 3 confirmed empty seats in the Dawn Council.
Sorry, I'm just writing a note. Say that again.
Once we kill and or banish Valessa, who assumes power? How does that happen? That's 3 empty seats on the Dawn Council.
I don't really know. It used to be, people voted. But that's not really a thing anymore. Each person had a district that they looked after, military, commerce, stuff like that. But I guess if we managed to get rid of Valessa, we'd have to run a new vote.
Okay, great. Would you run for office?
Fuck no, are you crazy?
Okay.
Look, I can fight. Sure, but I can't run a government.
So who would?
I mean, that's the question. There's a couple of nobles that, sort of receded in or just moved away. I think once they're gone, maybe we could put the word out, say it's safe, get them to come back.
And would they side with no, is our city Tessosrela or is the country Tessosrela?
The city is Tazisrela. The country is Cyrusia.
And the Shalek monarch is the leader of Cyrusia, or
Yes.
great. Listen, we came here as diplomats for Cyrusia, and it is like there's a war between us and
Let's see if we can get
fuck, it's not.
it. It's Sabsathul.
Thank you. I was like, it's an S, but it's not
Yes.
Cyrusia because building up / might have started by the time we leave here. Who knows? Obscura was our ally / is our ally. We need to protect the country from the continent from Sabsasul. And could use that help.
Look, I mean, Veles is a snake. I wouldn't trust any pact she made with Cyrusia, but if we installed a new government, they'd still have to honor the bargain. If anything, they would be more likely to honor it. Because God knows whatever she was up to.
Yeah, she's trying to free a god. So,
Yeah,
cool,
well.
great. Well, I look at the group and I go, any other questions?
No,
Still a
just
no.
for us. Where do we
Great.
want to meet Cider tomorrow morning?
Is there a reason not to just meet him at the Cock and Weasel again?
No, not necessarily.
Let's meet him there. 8 a.m. That's a long
Sure.
rest. Amount of time. That's a good night's sleep. Guess we'll take turns guarding each other.
I'll write a note cryptically, saying I'm gonna try and do it cryptically. Rooster's Call breakfast. Would that be clear enough
Yeah, I'd say
to
so, yeah.
mean both place and time? And yeah.
Yeah, like he knows Morrow, so he knows who it's coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. And you settle in for the night?
Yeah, we set up shift. Watch guarding each other. Wards from a major too.
Bellini,
Yeah.
that night, as you're sort of drifting off.
Sorry,
into
not this.
a
I forgot.
beautiful sleep. You find yourself back in a forest, and you're seated at a small chess table made of like old stone and moss. And sitting in front of you is quite a handsome looking man, quite noble and resplendent. You don't recognize him, you've never met him before. And he sort of moves a piece on the board and then pours you out a cup of tea on a table that's nearby. Takes one for himself.
I say thank you for the tea. They told me I can't. Strange. Okay. I don't know if I should tell you my name. Because I got yelled at the last time I did that to by my friend who is a warlock apparently. And then I move a chess piece. But I would like to know your name, and I think you might already know mine. But yes, and I sip the tea very nervously.
Oh, don't fear. I'm not a fae like your friend's companion. My name is Alistair.
Hi, I'm
Alistair
Bellini.
Dalfredal, at your service.
Hi, I'm
I'm,
Bellini, and I shake his hand.
Yeah, you just give him a nice shake. He's like a bright blonde, sharp cheekbones, like bright sparkling blue eyes. He's got a ring on his finger that's like a dark red. But yes, I'm an observer, a curator of just interesting and beautiful events. You commendable efforts by you and your companions.
Thanks. Wait, are you watching me all the time?
Oh God, no, that would be creepy, wouldn't it? No.
Yeah,
I became
did, like,
aware
just-
of you all essentially, quite recently.
Okay. And what do you do as an observer? My mom told me I should be polite to people and ask them about what they do and what they like.
Oh, well, I'm not too sure. I just found myself drawn to you and your friends.
Oh, cool.
I'll be honest, I don't actually remember a lot before that, but it's nice to
Oh.
see you all.
Cool. Thank you for the tea. It's your turn to move a chess piece, by the way.
Oh, yes, of course. And he leans forward and moves a piece.
And then I move a piece. I think about it for a second. I go, well, okay. So, this might be a dream. I was most recently in a spooky city. So I'm guessing this is a dream world that we're communicating in. How can I help you?
And we pan over to Ku. You're in Tazizrela. It's raining. You find yourself on the rooftop of an old building in the city, perching like Batman.
As one does.
As one does. You look to one side, and there, lounging, just his legs swinging off the edge, is the same man. He's wearing like a bright red suit, like a nice cravat. It's got gold accents. Unusually high shorts, and just swinging his legs as it's raining. He looks very out of place. He just gives you a little wave. Can you see a lot around here? Or
You not?
Not really, no. This is more your dream, so I can only see bits and pieces. Sorry, yes.
I think,
Alistair, nice
yeah,
to meet you.
Ku makes a note of to mention that it's my dream. I'm sure you already know who I am then.
Well, yes, you're Ku, aren't you? You're quite fascinating, actually. But I tell you what. Rather than me picking pieces, why don't we? And he clicks his fingers. Geo moves from looking out into a misty jungle to then sitting next to Bellini on a table, alongside Lorea. You were lying in a garden where all the beautiful flowers around you, to now also sitting on just a little stool made out of ivy. And you're all together with Alistair sitting cross-legged on a cushion. That's much better. Look at that, I can talk to you all at once.
What the fuck?
I didn't do this. But I do offer them all tea, and I give Geo a Geo snack.
All right, Shaggy.
Listen, Joe snacks are already pre-established and confirmed in this universe.
I don't take any drinks. I no longer need to eat or drink, and I will choose not to as well. Not even in my dream.
Fair enough.
So this is Alistar. If you guys haven't met him yet, he's an observer. He's speaking to us in our dreams. We were playing chess. I was kicking his ass. I was not kicking his ass. Bleedy is kind of bad at chess. And yeah, and now we're here. And he doesn't remember much before learning we existed.
Are you a Kalashtar? Lorrea knows this because we read about it, not because I'm Emerald. Just want to say that.
No, I just need to roll for it. You see, he frowns and he's like, I have no idea. Which is kind of intriguing.
Do you hop into people's dreams often?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I have no idea. Like I said to your friend, I've only just become aware of your presence, and I just felt that I should talk to you. That's all.
Sure.
Cool.
I was just drifting aimlessly until the other night. It was like a beautiful spark. And that's, just wanted to come say hi.
Tell us more about that beautiful spark.
Ooh, it was like an explosion of colors and light, and almost like someone was letting me in from the dark.
Oh, cool. I look at Geo.
Yeah. This sounds like Geo shit.
Geo, did you welcome this man? Is this what you remember?
Geo being Geo has no idea.
God damn it, Geo. You. For those of you who don't know, Geo is canonically, or statistically, the smartest one of all of us.
As I said, I'm just a humble observer. I just like watching history ferment, especially in the great deeds that you've done. I've called. I just thought I felt a bit weird, sort of peering in from the outside. So, introduce myself, say hello.
Cool. Okay. What great deeds have we done? Can you tell us about those?
Well, you felled that rather big bloke with the fangs.
Okay.
And more recently, the creepy one.
The one who boned his skeleton. Gotcha.
Did she? Ooh.
That's the rumor. I forgot to ask before I stabbed her with a sword.
Ah.
So.
That's.
And I
shame.
can't find her book. Or I couldn't find her book in the library. So. Yeah.
And
Well,
what is your deal with observing exactly?
well, I don't get out much. I don't know if that was obvious or not.
A little.
So it's been a while since I've seen the world, and just it's just intriguing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you learn of more cool stuff and observe more cool things that don't directly involve us, let me know. I'd love to have tea and play chess. And
Of
chat.
course I will. Absolutely, I would love to beat you at chess again.
Cool. Totally. I'll get better. Guys, I was totally winning. I was not winning.
Can
Anyway,
you stay out of my dreams.
I must go. Apparently I'm not welcome. So, bye! And he sort of just
Bye!
puffs into a load of petals
That was
that
cool.
are then replaced by someone stepping out of the trees. As Ashir sort of looks around very strategically, trying to check what's happened. And then looks directly at Lorea to sort of confirm.
I give him like I don't know, look. Like, I've no idea what the fuck just happened.
A wave.
It's usually just you here. I'm uncomfortable too.
Yes, I actually only came for Lorea, but I suppose doesn't really matter if the rest of you are here. And he sort of makes his way over to you, sort of plucks a hand and a soft vined crown with delicate little blooming purple flowers, and like places it on your head. There we go. Much better. How are you doing, my dear? I felt a change.
What did I sign?
Your name?
Don't be a fucking smartass. What did I sign?
You just proved your loyalty, my dear. You were on the fence in a transactional nature. It's not a contract, if that's what you're worried about. I'm old-fashioned. I don't really need blood oaths. It's more like a registry. It's a way for me to remember.
What did I give?
Loyalty.
You already had that. What changed?
I was already promised that. This enforces the promise. You signed willingly. You know, others
I
can
did.
sign unwillingly or sign for. But you wrote your own name, which is a powerful kind of magic.
Does that whole naming Fae thing still count if you're the one that thought of my name, which you apparently wrote?
I gave you your name.
Yes. Odd,
Yes.
because I distinctly remember being a full-grown adult when I met you. And having this name before that.
I would love to say it's a coincidence, but Eridus likes to tinker. I gave you your name when your parents abandoned you. You see, your heritage is less than approved, specifically the bloodline in which you come from.
Being?
Your ancestor, forgive me if I can't remember how far back, he was known for never interfering. Whilst the Gilded Souls have permission to go about and procreate as and when they wish to, they often don't for fear of what their blood might hold. And you've got people like the Muse, the Nomad, they just go around giving it to pretty much whoever wants it, but the Naeus are a little bit more picky. And, well, no one really thought Alarion would ever fall in love. And he did. And out came your grandmother? Great-grandmother? Oh god, time is odd.
Does
But you
Lorraine know who Ilarion is? Sorry.
Ilarion is
Ilarion.
Ilarion is the person known as the Silent Watcher. He is said to have died in creation of the Veil, which now blocks the continents.
Okay. Sorry. Go on.
But yes, you you were said to have been ordered to die, and I thought that wasn't exactly cricket, so I changed. Or rather, I made a deal with Eridus to tinker a little bit. And then I went and broke a deal, got myself cast into oblivion, and a couple of decades later, there you were. My own retribution. I am quite good.
Yeah, no, none of this makes sense, actually. No. What? I found you by chance. There's no.
Chance is fickle. You should meet her.
Lorraine is speechless, essentially. She's short-circuiting. She's like, huh?
You see, he touches your face just very gently. I never planned this. And I could not tell you if it was pure chance or if we were linked in some way. But I saved you, you saved me. Maybe the universe wanted a bit more balance.
Okay. I guess. I'm sorry. She kind of softens a bit. I'm just really, really overwhelmed and tired, and I'm very confused on how this works, but I suppose I'm glad that we're here now. I guess. What, how... Fuck, I actually had questions and I'm blanking out me now. Right, okay. What is your... No, different avenue. You seem to have spoken to Siler as well.
Interesting on that one.
He
I can see
knew
why you like
about
him.
you. Never mind. Well, what did you discuss?
His allegiance. I informed on him some information. In return, he would allow you to continue about your business.
Will he stand in the way? At all?
That is to be determined by you, my dear.
Right. What did you give him?
A way to cure his sister.
Good deal.
It's a very good deal.
Is that something we can help him with?
Oh, he's probably already done it by now.
Oh, great.
It's a long process. It takes a couple of months for it to finally finish, but he would have started it.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Okay.
But look, we can chat again if you wish. Just think of me in your dreams.
Hard not to.
I know, I am fabulous. But, should any of you have another visit from whatever that was, if you let Larea know, I can look into it.
He seemed nice.
So do I.
Yeah. Okay. Did you curse our staff many
The
years
Heart
ago?
of the Woods. That was a
Yeah.
fun one.
I
The
just
Blooms
wanna use
hated me
it.
for that. But, it was
The
good.
who?
The Blooms. The druidic leaders of the Kalorian Wood Elves.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. And you're
What
not
do you
gonna
want to
uncurse it.
remove the curse? Tit for tat.
It'd be really helpful.
You
would
stopped the
appreciate
Lord
it.
from coming out? I'll release the curse.
Sure.
Cool.
After that, promise to remove it.
Oh, cross my
And
heart.
not put a new one back on it.
And you
not
see
put a
like
new one back on it.
a green X form over his heart.
Okay.
Nice to see you again, Bellini. It is
Bye.
always fun to know names.
Well, I know yours.
Sure you do. Safe dreams, and he sort of... And you'll wake up.
Cool. Cool.
As you're all
Yes, I forgot.
gathering, very quickly, you're waiting at the breakfast table, I guess. And 8 comes and goes. And after a while, you notice a couple of people move past the door, then a couple of people more. They seem to all be moving in the same direction. I'd say
I
curiosity gets the better of most of you.
Yeah, I poked
Yeah.
my head out the door.
As you are once again led to the steps of the Aurelian Rise, you can see a tall, completely clad in a beautiful white gown, a blonde woman, and at her flank, a very tall, muscular figure. He wears
Is
a
it
double-breasted
Velocity?
officer's coat. It's a deep obsidian color with crimson piping along the seams. The high collar is very stiff. It's trimmed in different burnished brass. He's got a left pauldron that's oversized and quite baroque, and a reinforced gauntlet on the other hand. And as she begins to address the crowd, you feel that wave of almost hypnotic, tangible, thick magic. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Citizens of Obscura, you have lost much, but you are still here. It is my great sadness to tell you that Ishkar is gone, and Vorakin has fallen. 2 names we counted on, 2 shadows who cast long into their years. Their absence leaves a hollow we can't ignore. But we do not grieve, we build. And General Sylar will lead our army to glory. Cyruja has fallen, finally. Their spark of conquest has ignited, and we shall answer. Because we must, and because we can. We will bring our freedom to their shores. This is not a war for pride. This is protection, restoration. Obscurum has stood for centuries, and now we offer that strength to the world. To Cyrusia, the fragile spires of the south, to the drifting cities of the river north, to Elindrian in Tyre. From stillness, light. From light, order. From order, freedom. Return to your homes, tell your children they are safe. Tell your neighbors they will not be left behind. And tell the world we are coming. And you feel that ripple back out again. There is a thrall of military dressed infantry. Units of 30 to 50 each, lining the ways all the way down from the Aurelian Rise to the outskirts of Obscurum, as they all at once chant together more prayer. Do a quick 180 and begin moving out. And that's where we're going to end our session.
I really want to do something very quickly, may I please?
You can try something, yes.
I want to see if I can get in line of sight of Valessa.
Mm-hmm.
Not close, just so she can see me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have, since a level ago, Mask of Many Faces. And I
Okay.
would like to, which is a cantrip, just one action, so 6 seconds. And I would like to shift into Vorkin
Okay.
with my hand. Shift into Iskar. Shift again into Valessa. That's all.
You see, even through, like, the distance, she clocks onto it, and there's a soft smile. And she sort of clicks a finger, and you notice that Sila's always wearing the same pendant, and you see it glow, and you see his head moves as he winces in pain, and sort of like almost drops to one knee, and she's just smiling at you. And that's where we're gonna end.
I had to do that!
We will pick it up next week with another episode of the Exillian Expanse. Thank you very much for being my Wyrdcast, and say goodbye to our lovely audience.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to enter our giveaway. We'll go next week.
Bye.
Eternity's a gift, they say, to never cross the veil. This life I try to savor, and I try to no avail. Curse that mortal brevity which has rent you from my arms. Curse this cold eternity without you to keep me warm. Your never-ending elegy savor, and I try to no avail. Curse that mortal brevity which has rent you from my arms. Curse this cold eternity without you to keep me warm. Your never-ending elegy is a ballad with no melody, as empty as I. Now you've passed me by. A blessing, no, a malady. Why do roses bloom